This video was sponsored by the
EA Sports
Creator Network. College Football 25 is back, better than ever, and with 134 new ways to play, we may even be a little bit shy if you count this year's brand new mini games. And we did not get cheated. We'll revisit some classics and familiar game types that you'll have seen before, but there's so much brand new stuff that actually gets sweaty. The good folks at EA called me in to see if I could help you out in case you get jammed up on any of these with some tips and tricks for success in this year's brand new revamped mini games. For some of the games on this long list, we're given a few difficulties of the same concept for a game, so some of the tips I can give you on how I eventually earn my golds will apply to a couple at a time. To get through all this efficiently, I just grouped those together. Be patient with yourself. Remember, you can make your life a little easier by playing with top-rated Tier 1 teams if you'd like. Without further ado, Game 1, Pocket Presence. In Pocket Presence, if you could dip, dodge, duck, and dime, you might be able to get out of here with your golds in one piece. This one's a great chance to get reps with this year's new revamped passing feature and the added control of the trajectory and loft of the football that it gives us. Part of Pocket Presence is just getting a feel for that, but you're getting good practice in here. Bullseyes are worth 800. Double the next closest reward, and they're crucial. Remember that getting beamed by one of these tennis balls ends your run, so don't be a hero. Live to fight another day and prioritize your evasion. The target's not going anywhere, but you do have the trade-off that a longer run will turn up the heat as time goes. Setting yourself up closer to the back of the pocket gives you a little more time to plan your move, then plant your throw, and then get the heck back out of dodge. Remember, you can influence both the trajectory of the button press and also the lead of the football with the left stick. Think of this more like playing darts, some finesse in your tosses, plenty of lobs, and some smart angles to throw from. Your next test will be the Scramble survival drill, where you're going to need to channel your inner gaming spirit of Michael Vick, get outside the pocket, buy some time, and make a play. You can't stay in the time circle too long, you can't pass the line of scrimmage, and you can't scramble too far backwards. You'll have spots on either side of the field that if you run through them, you'll log a bonus 500 points apiece. A couple things will make this drill a breeze for you. Pick a team with a mobile quarterback. It seems obvious, but it'll make your life just so much easier here. Bama is a great place to start with Jalen Milroe at the helm. Notice whether your quarterback is a righty or a lefty. To get both bonus areas on every rep, you should start by scrambling to his offhand side. Hit the bonus there, line up your path through traffic, get across the field so once you get to the other bonus marker, you're rolling to his throwing side. It'll get you better accuracy and higher completions when it's finally time to let it rip. Also, a short step up for just a split second before you start your rollout can help your tackle engage with the D lineman, give you a better chance at getting out of there with his help. Let your big dogs work for you. An immediate rollout will give the end a little bit better chance at a contain, and your success rate may be a little bit lower. Throw your receiver into space once you've collected all your bonuses and get up out of here with a gold. Next up, you're getting tested with target passing. It's another great chance to get reps with this year's new revamped passing system, as the arc and trajectory of your tosses will be crucial here. Especially at the higher difficulties, expect this one to take some practice and some time, and honestly, a little bit of luck. As always, choosing the right guy for the job can help with this, and a great quarterback will be easier to succeed with. You'll get more points for hitting targets further away from you, but none if you miss totally. So you have to measure risk versus reward. Your priority should be to hit something. Line up your throw through the target you feel you can hit the easiest. I'd start by lining yourself up with the one that's closest to you and plan from there. But I said these were sweaty, and I wasn't lying, so hitting one target is not indeed sufficient to max out your medals. You're going to need to hit a couple in a pretty good clip to finish this one. Start from the beginning. Once you get hit one, then start noticing whether you could line up a throw through two or more, because you're going to need to do it for gold. Finesse and touch are key. This one's going to be hard, but they're great practice slinging the rock. Cooking right along, your next step for glory will be at pass skeleton. It's a classic drill and a real-life mainstay at football practices of all levels. It's 7-on-7, and your OC is calling in the plays for you. You've seen this one before, and just like the Skelly we know and love, your multiplier is your most important buff. Completing any pass at all will keep it ticking up, while incompletions will reset it completely. Your keys to victory here are to remember you don't need a touchdown on every play to win this one. Racking up a huge multiplier before you get to the end zone will help you farm points to get your gold, but be careful about getting too close to the goal line without scoring, as throwing with short and condensed windows can be much harder and carry a much lower completion percentage, and you can't take those if you want to get out of here with the hardware. So take what's open and wait for your shots for big yardage and big points. Once you're out of there one gold medal richer, it's time to have a party about it with Pitch Party. This one's brand new and it's so much fun. You shouldn't have too much trouble here, so enjoy it while you can and have a good laugh at the caravan you could set up to take you home. I'm just spamming my L1 or LB pitch here and getting loose for 6. Enjoy it while you can, because you have a lot more to grind. In rushing attack, it's time for another classic, and I know you've probably had some practice with it by now. Your OC's back on the call, and it's on you to try to get loose for 6. Your fullback will lead you to the promised land if you let him, so use your left stick skill to control the paths of the defenders to make sure your guy can land his block. From there, look to take advantage of what will probably be a speed and agility advantage over the linebacker level of defenders to find some open field. If you can help it, try not to rely on a skill move en route to your score. Although great backs will often break tackles at a pretty high rate, it's just not a guarantee. Instead, get some practice with influence in the defense by short stutters when needed and the speed to find the corner when you can find it. You won't have enough time to run around a bunch if you want to earn gold, so be efficient, play high percentage ball, and finish this one off. From there, you'll run into backfield survival. Now, there's a lot going on here, but once you figure everything out, you're going to be just fine. You have hazards all over the field, but you also have the entire thing to work with. While the defensive personnel will start slow, the longer you're in the field to play, the more of them will be released and the faster they get. What starts as a you versus a defensive tackle with 100 yards of field to work with quickly turns into a one versus many with some speed on the defense as well. Your key here is pretty simple. The point boxes spawn in the same spots in the same order. So you'll need to plan your path and get some reps to see where your next destination pops up. Try to pass through the middle stamina circle to make sure you don't get caught, and you sprint sparingly when you're really in a bind to maintain your stamina. This one's wild but a blast and will be the next gold in your collection. Now that you've gotten all this good work on offense, it's time to finally get back on the defensive side of the football with coverage skeleton. This will look familiar if you've already earned gold on pass skelly, but naturally, just this time, you're commanding the defense. This one will be a unique challenge because you'll have to rely on other players on your defense to do their job just as you do yours. Your keys to victory here are to take away the first read as best you can, and then consider whether you could use the new switch stick to take away the second threat as well. You'll need to catch some good breaks and see some good efforts from your teammates here, but remember the small windows we hated so much in pass skelly, we love in coverage skelly. Bend but don't break. Force the offense into tight windows where you can make more of a difference and just do your job. Your defense will have to match your energy, and it's great practice for relying on your teammates in other modes. Turning up the defensive heat a little bit is D-back battle. This can be a tough one, but you can also make pretty short work of it if you're able to keep yourself in front of the receiver and snag some INTs. A little bit of luck can help, as the routes from the offense can feel pretty unpredictable sometimes. Load in with the talent mismatch if you feel like you're having some trouble and get home with your football. While aggressively pressing at the line can stop the route before it ever develops, it's also a high-risk, high-reward situation. Play a little safer if you have trouble, or you could try to use L2 or LT to strafe while you read the receiver's route. Then make a jump, get your football, and get out of dodge. If you know football minigames, I have a good feeling you've probably heard of this next one. Chase and tackle is your next stop, and this classic is both loved and hated by anyone who has felt its challenge. It's simple enough. Just make a stop. Great practice for open field tackling and filling a gap in the run game from the linebacker position. Hit sticks will help a lot, as you'll earn bonus points every time you land one, and if you've racked up a high multiplier, they'll make the difference in getting you that gold. You have a couple of yards of space the offense can gain before they steal your multiplier and reset it to 0. So be aggressive when you fill the gap, but also remember you have a little bit of room to work. Be decisive and aggressive for this one with a little bit of crazy, and if you got some work at it, you'll have another medal in your collection. The D-backs and linebackers both got their reps by now, but we can't forget about the big dogs on the defensive line. Enter trench battle. Take your opportunity to practice pass rush moves with the right stick, or try to utilize your speed to disengage a block completely and take the O-line out of the equation. Have some fun with this one, as it's about to get nasty. Special teams need some shine too, and on that note, it's time for field goal accuracy. This one is necessary, but it's also likely to inspire a great rage within you. The new kicking meter is both difficult and different, so this is not a bad place to spend some time before you need to line one up under the lights at an away game with the stadium pulse rocking. Make sure you take note of the direction and intensity of the wind, as you'll need to account for them to get this W. Lower kicks will cut through wind a bit better than higher arcing ones, so plan for that. And as for hurricane season, yeah, I'm leaving it in. I'm not cutting it. You see it. It's bad. Good luck. If you can gold this, leave me a comment here, because I'd like to shake your hand, as you, friend, are a gamer, and I honestly never want to kick another field goal again. Punt roulette will feel like a nice break from working on your field goals in a 100-mile-an-hour wind. It shouldn't take you much more than a few tries here to wind up in a pretty good situation, but the element of chance might have you getting some bonus punting reps. Get it close enough, and then hope for a favorable roll on the spinning point markers. I, for one, am a little surprised they included the option to punt in this year's game, knowing what I know about football gamers, but when your hand is forced, you'll have this gold under your belt for practice, and it'll help you out with your very last stop. And finally, to bring this thing all the way home, you'll wrap up with the coffin corner drill. Now, I used to pride myself on going perfect for an entire round, just nailing red circle corners with a relative ease. I no longer feel that way. The new meter is a challenge, but this is where you'll get better with it. Same as field goals. Consider the arc of your punt to get it there. You can flatten it out for more of a line drive, or keep it high and precise to bury the other team deep in their own end. If you can do that, you're ready to take your mantle as the champion of college football 25 mini games and take your talents to the gauntlet. I've been Fend, you've been great. Big thanks to EA for giving me this opportunity, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.